It was a robber's daughter, and her name was Alice Brown. Her father was the terror of a small Italian town. Her mother was a foolish, weak, but amiable old thing. But it isn't of her parents that I'm going for to sing. As Alice was sitting at her windowsill one day, a beautiful young gentleman he chanced to pass that way. She cast her eyes upon him, and he looked so good and true that she thought, I could be happy with a gentleman like you. And every morning past her house that cream of gentleman, she knew she might expect him at 10:15. A sorter in the custom house, it was his daily road. The custom house was 15 minutes' walk from her abode. But Alice was a pious girl, who knew it wasn't wise to look at strange young sorters with expressive purple eyes. So she sought the village priest to whom her family confessed, the priest by whom their little sins were carefully assessed.
Oh, Holy Father, to grieve you, would it not? To discover that I was the most disreputable lot. Of all unhappy sinners, I'm the most unhappy one.
What have you been and gone and done?
I have helped Mama to steal a little kitty from his dad. I've assisted dear Papa in cutting up a little lamb. I have planned a little burglary and forged a little check, and slain a little baby for the crow on its neck.
You mustn't judge yourself too heavily, my dear. It's wrong to murder babies, little corals. But sins like these are expired as half a crown apiece. Girls will be girls. You're very young and flighty in your mind. Old heads upon young shoulders we must not expect to find. We mustn't be too hard upon these little girlish tricks. Let's see. 5 crowns at half a crown, exactly 12 and 6.
Oh, Holy Father! Your kindness makes me weep. You do these little things for me so singularly cheap. Your thoughtful liberality I never can forget. But oh, there's another crime I haven't mentioned yet. A pleasant-looking gentleman with pretty purple eyes. I've noticed at my window as I've sat catching flies. He passes by it every day as certain as can be. I blush to say I've winked at him and he has winked at me.
For shame, my erring daughter. On my word, this is the most distressing news I've ever heard. Why, naughty girl, your excellent papa has pledged your hand to a young robber, the lieutenant of his band. This dreadful piece of news will pain your parents so. They are the most remunerative customers. For many years they've kept starvation from my doors. I've never knew so criminal a family as yours. The common country folk in this neighborhood have nothing to confess. They're so ridiculously good. And if you marry anyone respectable at all, why, you reform. And what will then become of Father Paul?
The worthy priest, he upped and drew his cowl upon his crown, and started off in haste to tell the news to Robert Brown, to tell him how his daughter, who was now for marriage fit, had winked upon a sorter who reciprocated it.
I have a notion, and that notion I will tell. I will nab this gay young sorter, terrify him into bits, and get my wife to chop him into little bits. I have studied human nature, and I know a thing or two. Though a girl may fondly love a living gent as many do, a feeling of disgust upon her senses there will fall when she look upon his body chopped particularly small.
He traced that gallant sorter to a still suburban square. He watched his opportunity and seized him unaware. He took a life preserver and hit him on the head, and Mrs. Brown dissected him before she went to bed. and pretty little Alice grew more settled in her mind. She never more was guilty of a weakness of the kind. Until at length good Robert Brown bestrode her hand on the promising young robber, the lieutenant of his band.
X gon' give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop, my problem stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if you did it. Damn right, and I do it again. Yeah, I am light, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never wanna know what your life saved.
I want to play a game.
But won't be the one ending up on his knees, bitch, please. If the only thing you can't steal came out to play, stay out my way, motherfucker.